Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Crusty Rusty, and you're watching Crusty Rusty's Book Corner. Um, First of all, I'd like to thank all the likes and everybody, people at work and people, in my family or whatever. Like, hey, man, that's a pretty cool thing that you just did. When's episode number 2 coming? I said, okay, well, give me some time. Here's episode 2. All right. I'm gonna do a book review on this guy that I really, really like. I just really like reading his shit, man. And I want to be this guy when I grow up. Without further ado, all right. The wickedest man on the earth, the wickedest man in the world, the great beast, 666, Freda Perturabo, okay? Now, all you people out there are probably like, what the fuck is this weirdo reading now, right? What is this guy gonna just torment with us now? Well, this is the book on Aleister Crowley. This is the greatest book. This is probably the best book that you could ever read about Aleister Crowley, all right? It was written by Richard Kaczynski. It's very, very in-depth. Like I said, I really like reading this guy's, but this guy, all right, let's go over the history, all right? Let's go over this guy's history. This one's going to be a little bit longer of a book review, all right? So maybe put your feet up, maybe roll a fatty jibber jabber. Okay, we're going to, yeah, right there, all right? Aleister Crowley, my man, okay? This guy was badass. Zero fucks given right there. All right, first of all, I like how, Freda Perturabo's name right here is kind of etched in there. But the one thing I don't like about this book is that the binding. The binding is glued. It's a glued binding. It's not sewn. That's scary, okay? See how that's bent hard right there, all right? Someday that binding's going to crack when that glue dries out and all the fucking pages are going to fall on the floor and I'm going to get mad. I don't like getting mad. All right? So, moving right along. Aleister Crowley. All right? Wickedest man alive. Born October 12th, 1875. He died December 1st, 1947. His father was like a beer merchant. He owned his own brewing company, his own beers. Okay? His mom was a member of this group. This super religious, fanatical group. Complete Jesus freak down. The Plymouth Brethren, all right? And this is some fucking crazy shit. And which always kind of, she always called him like the beast or whatever. And he was kind of like, okay, Mom, you know what? You think I'm a beast? All right, well, I'm going to be a beast. I'm going to be the greatest beast in the whole world. I'm going to become a dark magician. But there's a lot more to the guy than just this dark aura that he kind of enveloped himself around in, okay? With some of his sayings, his literature, his artwork. This guy was a pretty good abstract artist, okay? I think he was an excellent writer. I really, really dig his books, man. All right? His books are fucking off the hook. And this book is very in-depth, like I said, and this is a book about a lot of his books. I mean, down to the depth where it tells you about, like, how many runs of a limited edition, like in 1910, came off the press of so and such a book. All right, like, you'd probably be like, what the fuck? Like, that sounds like watching an orgy in an old age home or something. I don't know, but I really like this book. And there's cool artwork too. Here's like a part of like propaganda anti-Crowley shit, like, of the rumors that was spread, him sacrificing children and animals and all that. All right, maybe he sacrificed the animals, I don't know, but you know what? To each his own, okay? We live in a fucked up world, whatever. But this guy was a very talented person. He was a chess master. He could have ruled the world on one side of a chess table. I mean, he smoked the competition. All in his days of school, higher education, around the world. This guy was just kicking the crap out of the opposition, playing chess. All right? But he didn't pursue that. And then he was an avid mountain climber, and he was very good at it. I don't quote me on this, but I believe that he holds a record. I don't know the date, but he holds the record. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. He holds a record on Mount K2. It's like the highest elevation without the use of like oxygen. And I think it was like 18,000 feet or some shit like that. I can't remember. But he holds a record. And people don't really want to recognize him as holding this record. All right? Because of his dark past. Because, you know, him just giving zero fucks. As a matter of fact, I think he was on K2 doing this big climb. I mean, he was a cocky prick, all right? I mean, and he was kind of arrogant. He was fucking, all right? And when you climb these mountains, you went through with a caravan, all right? I mean, they're bringing everything but your fucking TV set with you, okay? Food, rations, blankets, you know. And they got really spooked out. They wanted to go home because it was getting dicey. And Aleister Crowley was like, well, I ain't going home. All right? You guys want to go home, get out of here. And they left, and an avalanche crushed them, and they're all screaming to death. And Crowley wasn't very far from him, and he's just in his tent, writing in his diary, not caring. He never went out to give a hand. He was like, let's move on, whatever. So, I mean, you know, kind of an asshole. Aren't we all sometimes? Moving right along. So, like I said, I'm really into like a lot of this guy's books. One of my favorite books from him is called The Vision and the Voice. Now, let me get back. Let's rewind the tape a little bit. In the 1500s or 1400s, I can't remember, there was this cat, John Dee. You want to look up Mr. Wizard? John Dee's picture probably show up. And Sir Edward Kelly. Now these two, they did this shit like Enochian magic. They discovered this alphabet, Enochian. And it was the alphabet of the angels. Sir Edward Kelly would look into like a scrying, let's break it down, layman's terms, a crystal ball. Sir Edward Kelly looking into this crystal ball, talking to these angels. John Dee's writing them all down, dictating everything, giving them to Queen Elizabeth III. Okay? Aleister Crowley, that's a cool idea. I really liked it. You know, this guy's spawning me to, you know, really inspiring me. Let's do some of this Enochian alphabet shit. So Crowley goes around the world, and he like pierced through, I think it was like 30 ethers of like heaven or something, and talked to each individual like Lord Angel. Through like a scrying mirror, and wrote it down. And just because this guy was talking to angels, it's not like these white beings with sun around them with feathers and wings. A lot of these fucking things are demons. Like, they look demon. If you want to read a book that will blow your mind, especially if you already got a wild imagination, if you want to read a book that's like an acid trip, read Crowley's The Vision and the Voice. Don't buy it, because there's limited edition runs, man, and like you're gonna be looking at like, to start, $350 out of the gate for the book. Maybe someday I'll consider buying it. I mean, I already have a copy, but not those copies. I have a different copy. We'll get into that book later, because I'm going to cover a lot of Crowley's books. So, within this time frame, he joined this group, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. You might have heard me talk a little bit about it in the late 1800s. And he gets initiated by this guy, McGregor Mathers. And they become buddies. And they co-wrote and let's see. Crowley and Mathers. All right. This is the Greater and Lesser Keys of Solomon the King. This is getting into some magic shit. If you want to, like, evoke, invoke, summon demons, all right, these are all demonic symbols of each certain demon. They translated this. This is original, like, and these ain't the only guys that translated these books, okay? And, like, holy shit. You know, this is why I should just do my fucking homework before I do these. But, you know what? These kind of make people laugh because, you know, I'm like cowboy shooting from the fucking hip. So forgive me if I'm wrong. If you know what the fuck you're talking about more than me, forgive me for being ignorant. But right here, this right here is a magic circle. You sit in that right here. And this is the triangle of art. And the Archangel Michael's name is in here, and you do magical stuff. Invoking one of these demons, and if you do it, they show up right there. You're here, they're here, you're protected in the circle. Alright, anyway, moving right along. Let's see. So they wrote all sorts of books together, and like I said, we're gonna go on one more book. I think it was like in 1905, 1904. Crowley, he was dictated to in Cairo, Egypt. His old lady, his wife at the time. I don't even... something Kelly. Anyway, his wife... He's doing this scrying technique stuff, and he comes, and his wife starts talking this weird mumbo-jumbo. And this creature, Iwas, was speaking through his wife to Crowley, and wrote the Book of the Law, which Crowley eventually created his own religion with. This is, and the anniversary of this, the writing of this book, April, I think it was 9, 10, and 11, or 10, 11, and 12. I can't quite remember. But this is some wild stuff, too, to read. So, yeah. Forgive me for being a dumbass. So, anyway... Moving on, I totally forgot my train. That gummy bear is really starting to kick my ass. So, Crowley buys this Boleskine house. It's a mansion. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin bought it. Yeah. It was right on the aisle. Loch Ness Monster. I don't know if you ever heard of the Loch Ness Monster. Yeah, probably. So he's going to do this ritual. I think it was like a 6-month ritual. Called Abramelin Magic. And he wanted to get in touch with his holy guardian angel, or like his inner self or something. And he's in here. And when you do these types of things, you basically don't, you fast, no alcohol, nothing, no food for 6 months, no sex, nothing. You lock yourself in this mansion and you do really fucking weird shit. And you invoke demons. Okay? So, there's a beef in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Gets a letter from his boy, I think it was Mathers, gets a letter, you gotta get your ass over here in France. He goes over there in France. You're not supposed to stop doing these rituals like that. Well, he does. And that's probably why the Boleskine house is so fucked up now today. All right, because he never went back and completed it. He opened up all these fucking demonic gates in every room, in the bathroom, in the kitchen, all that shit, and he's going on and on, and he left. All right, let's see. So, like I said, then like I said, this book is really good. This is a book that takes a lot of dedication. You gotta really like to read dry shit, okay? But Richard Kaczynski he covered all the bases on this, man. He really covered all the bases. Kind of moving right along here. Like I said, he was initiated into this order called the Ordo Templi Orientis. All right, it was an old group, and then he took it over, and then he incorporated his book, the Book of the Law. And then incorporate his religion, Thelema, in there. And there's still a working organization today. Get down from there. Hey, and actually, let me show you a Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. And you're going to know this when you see it. Let me go get it. It's a tarot deck. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Get down from there. Get. No. So, I said get down. Sorry, my cat is even named Mr. Crowley. So you kind of like your average tarot deck that you see, like in movies or on TV shows and stuff like that. This was like, in addition, this is the Rider-Waite tarot deck. It was drawn by Pamela Coleman Smith. All right. This was made when Arthur E. Waite was in the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. There's a Golden Dawn tarot deck too by Israel Regardie and shit like that. Okay, so you've seen these ones a million times. Aleister Crowley also made his own tarot deck, and I have it right here. Lady Frida Harris was the artist. I'm going to tell you what, kind of like that book I was telling you about, The Vision and the Voice, this shit here is wild. All right, this is a wild trip of a tarot deck. All right, but I'm not here to give tarot lessons. All right, I'm just here for your book enjoyment, maybe hopefully teaching you, well, maybe just influencing you to maybe get into a book that's important to me that you might like. That's me right there. All right, the Emperor, exactly, and you're probably like, you are a cocky asshole. I said, no, they're right there. There's certain tarot cards that are zodiac cards, and we all have a zodiac sign, okay? I'm in Aries. That's the sign of Aries right there. It's a fire sign, all right? There's the universal hexagram. There's Babylon, the Scarlet Woman. Yeah, all right? Sounds like a good time. What the fuck? Moving right along, people. How the hell did I just wander off into fucking tarot? What the hell? These things, I'm going to have to stop putting these on YouTube, man. It's going to take like a half a day to put. Never mind. All right, so when he was getting into the OTO and stuff like that, his own version, the Thelema stuff, this guy was hooked on drugs. A lot of coke, a lot of heroin, a lot of booze, a lot of women. Okay? So he starts this place called the Abbey of Thelema. And I guess it got so run down. It was like a religious drug den. And some people are really helped. Some people went in there with legit problems and he actually helped them. And some people are in there laying in their own fucking shit and piss, snorting dope. And the government of Italy shut them down and said, you gotta get the fuck out of here. Do I condone that type of behavior? Absolutely not. To each his own. But he was a smart guy, and he was one of the greatest occultists. And a lot of people won't agree with me on that are into the occult and mysticism. A lot of people are like, dude, you're just as fucking psycho as him then. And I go, you know what? Whatever. I don't think this is the greatest book review I've done, but fuck it. This is it. Till the next time, I'm Crusty Rusty. You're watching Crusty Rusty's Book Corner. I'm with Freda Perturabo, Aleister Crowley, a.k.a. the evilest man in the world, the Great Beast, 666. Do a little research on this guy. Check it out. Until later. Bye.